because that one's a little more difficult, right? Yes, no, maybe. Let's take a quarter there. Let's take our half at the bust. Yes.
The half-inch ease that runs down the side seam.
Yep.
There, does it run all the way into the hip?
It does.
Oh, it does.
I'm going to take a half here. But I need that ease for movement, right? There's a reason I have it. And these are woven fabrics. I haven't seen a knitted dress. Oh, kind of. Some parts of wedding dresses could be knitted. So it's a tapered, and I'll write down the amounts for you in a sec.
Well, doesn't lace kind of act like a knit sometimes?
Some of them are now all machine made. It's all, that's what we were talking about. There's all kinds of stuff. That's why. Now, if it's a knit, what do you have to do, people?
You have to make it smaller.
You have to gauge that particular knit. You can't just put them all, lump all the knits together in one group. I have to gauge it individually. And if my lace on you guys got a little bit of stretch, and then my skirt's got a little, I got to gauge each of those individually. Yes. So a quarter here. Half here, half here, and a quarter here at the waist. And then we can keep that quarter. I think I'll keep it all the way down. So I went in here. Okay, that's the direction. I know nobody else does this, but I do for you guys. The arrows, follow the arrows. So this is my front torso and my back torso or dress blocks, okay? So I've removed that ease, and now I can relax and focus on creating the style line. Let's do the sweetheart one. Do I have enough below? A couple little pointers there. So, princess line. Which one should I use for the sweetheart neckline? Should I use classic princess line? Take a look at the book. I want to do one with each. Actually, I do a little variation of this one. Let's do classic for this one. Classic princess line is pretty straightforward. It goes into the shoulder here. I don't have my shoulder. Because I didn't. Anyway, it's okay. It's mid-shoulder. It's around here somewhere. No, let's start with the front, and I have that one. So let's do a classic princess line. Let's plan it out. I'm going to go over the lines, and that's why these blocks are so good. Actually, you don't even have that big bust dart, and it's moved here. I don't know. That's good for certain things. It's not good for this kind of thing. Alrighty, so let's start with the basics. This will be one side of my princess line, classic, going into that mid-shoulder position. Can you tell me what grain we should put our center front on? Let's think it through, guys. Where's the zipper gonna go on this dress? This is a dress. It's a real bridal dress. What am I doing? Sweetheart. Did you say the sweetheart, sir?
Center back.
Here's a sweetheart. This one's like the one I made. With the little cutout thing. So, center back. That's where they go. They can't go anywhere else, okay? You have to think about this. Now, asymmetric design has been very popular, and it causes us to throw our zipper in that side seam, and I've done a minute myself that way, but it's not good for brides. Brides, think about what needs to happen. She needs to be able to step into this dress. Hi. Okay, what about hair and makeup? Is that important? Here's where it gets sticky. It's very important, hair and makeup. You can't just do what we do and fumble around and then touch up. This is all important. And this is a white garment too. How to makeup transfer and all those things. I can't even tell you. That's why these things become teaching tools or whatever. They've been worn in shows or by people tried on, and they get damaged. And you can't sell them damaged, okay? Nor do you want to wear something, you know, that you had to go like this over your hair. So think about that. Be considerate about your bride's needs, okay? And so let's place the zipper in the center back. Good. That tells me certain things. What does it tell me right away?
You're cutting too.
It, bless you. It tells me about the front grain. Front grain is what? If the zipper's in the center back, front's on the fold. Okay? And then this will be the straight. That's the center back. Okay. So that answers a lot of questions, and I can move forward. And where should I go? I can either go, and they go here in the book, to the upper part, so I'll go to the upper too. How about that? But what I have to do here is separate. All right, the upper part here, I don't have this back shoulder or anything because I knew I was going to cut it off, so I got rid of it. I didn't trace it out. I have some of my front to give you reference here. But this too will be gone, right? So let's close it up. It'll be a style line. It could be a dart, but in this case, we'll make it a princess line. And I just want to plan and figure out the shape, but I'm going to do it smart and fast. By folding and bringing things together. Is there a pin around? Never a pin around. One pin. Thank you. Let's close that. And my front top goes where? Where does it go? It goes into my back top. Let's do a nice fluid flowing style line here and figure this all out in one shot. So we bring our pieces together and then we can plan. We can find now we're asking for too much, 2 pins. I buy boxes and boxes of this stuff. So I'm going to place my pieces together at the side seam, close my darts, or I could have cut those style lines. I just find it, with the tissue paper, little bits of princess line shapes floating around, makes it more complicated. It's just tissue paper, right? Okay, so what are we going to do? We're going to do Sweetheart. I'm going to caution you here. This is the bust point. How much coverage, how much up or down do we go to cover that breast mound? What I'm saying is, what is the size 10 breast mound represented?
3 inches.
Yes, the 3-inch radius. Yippee. And did you learn that in pattern making? Yeah, you did. So let's put this on for folks who don't have it, like some people who didn't take pattern making too, and I keep bugging her. This size 10 breast mound is represented by a 3-inch radius, meaning from the best point out 3 inches. So let's put it in pencil. So we have that guide. Nowadays, we like to show our breast mounts, but back in the day, people were a little concerned that things might spill out, and you still might have clients who, for this particular occasion, such as a wedding, need to adhere to some religious things. Somebody, I said, are you Muslim to someone today? Muslimish. Okay. I guess you were born that way, but whether you practice or not, and that's common. I mean, how many of us go to church and do this stuff? Yeah, not too many as used to be. That's for sure. Muslimish. So there's my 3 inches. So that's a nice little working guide for you guys when you're planning. Because if I look at the pictures, or if they give me a picture, and I'm gonna be searching to see, is her breast mount covered, or is there some kind of gap or not? Maybe she, what did I drop? Maybe she wants some of this to show or whatever, okay? Well, I'm gonna cover everything up. And I'm gonna use this shape as my guide. I can go down to this bust line here. The one thing I wanna say to you about planning these types of shapes, especially when there's points, I don't want you to take that point to where your princess line is, because this will become separate pieces. This piece will have seam allowance. This piece will have seam allowance. I have to stitch them together, and then I have to shove all of that into a pointy shape. I'm not going to get a good pointy shape if I have seam allowance hitting the point, okay? So I always scooch it over at least a ½ inch. I'm going to use blue. Then move it away from where that style line is, at least a ½ inch. Here's a ½ inch. I went that away. ½ inch. We're going to cut that off probably. Okay, so move it away. You might want to move it this way, and those moves now will impact the figure. If she's a bigger girl, if she's a smaller girl, if she has a larger breast or smaller breasts, you can enhance or diminish, whatever, help her by just moving the location of that point a little bit, okay? We've seen some points that come out here somewhere. Love those too. I love those. Why do I love them? Because they look nice? Probably psychosomatically that my breasts are small, so this will make me look better. And that's why I gravitate to it, okay? That's just food for thought. Okay, and we need a little point. Let's see if I can do this. I want to start here. I want to cover my 3, and I'm going to just do a little shape here, upside down.
So when you cover that, would you do a ¼ inch as a seam allowance or ½ inch?
Where? What am I covering?
Once you've done the sweetheart neckline.
Yeah, I haven't done it yet. Okay, so then what? What am I doing? That's some of it. Here's the point. What are you talking about, Miss Keisha?
No,
Did
no,
you
I mean,
hear about these? Were you here for that?
kind of.
Okay. So we took off the E's from
Okay.
our blocks, okay?
So what we're gonna do is put this, the princess line.
I brought all the top parts together to do the top styling and drawing. Then I'm gonna bring all the bottom parts and finish off the bottom, and that's it. But just little tips in terms of sewing these things, because yes, pattern looks beautiful, but if you can't sew it together, it's no good for nothing. Or you can't execute the pattern because you're having these sewing problems, okay? All right, so I just, yeah.
From the 3 inches that you did, how much further up did you go?
Well, here's my 3 inches there. It's hiding under there. I started at my bust line, and I drew a nice shape. What do you think so far? I don't know.
She eyeballed it.
I eyeballed it.
Yeah.
And so I don't really have, okay. Now this one, I'll just try to do that one as close to that one as a guide. But you're the designer. Now you're doing this. So according to that picture, it goes down here, right? How's that look? Does that look nice? Is that a good shape? Sweetheart? Yes?
Which
No?
one are you doing? The middle one?
Don't worry about that. Which one? Just tell me if this looks good.
I like
Yes.
it.
That's fine. I like it too, because I'm looking at it upside down. So I'm drafting upside down. And then now, the big question. So I got little parts. I don't want to go too low here, and that's a common mistake. And then the thing falls down all the time. So I might go a ½ inch, but not more than an inch, okay? Keep that in mind at the side seam. Now what? The side seam connects to the front and to the back. So I need to have a plan for this thing. what's gonna happen in the back of my dress? It's one fluid, beautiful line. That's what makes these things special, is this line on the body that we don't have in other garments. We have it maybe for yokes or whatever, but no, once we come into evening wear, that's where we're gonna see these beautiful things around the bust line. Okay, cut out necklines, haltered this, nice shapes, and defining and showing that female or feminine form. So what's gonna happen in the back, people? Talk to me. We could look here. No, we can't. Oh, yeah. So they went a 1/2 inch down. Good, then what? So let me give you some options. So from here, what do? Go straight across the back? That's boring. What are we gonna do? We did, yeah, we gotta drop. It doesn't make sense. That's what I just want you to know that. At least an inch and a half. Let's try that. So I went down from my bust line 1.5 inches. All right, let's try that, see how that works, how that looks. Now, I'm flipping this curve around quite a bit. I don't know if you guys noticed, because this way, that's way, but also this one went that way, and then I needed to turn and go the opposite way, the curve. It's like an S, elongated, stretched out S shape. Okay, I think that's okay. What do you think? How's it look from there? Help me, guys.
That's
Mhm.
good.
Yeah? And of course, the pin is there. And of course, the marker smudged. Yay. Alrighty, what do you think?
Mm-hmm.
So we have a plan, a starting point. We're good to go for the top. I can do all my technical things in a minute, which is to make the princess line. What about contouring? Am I gonna have to contour a bit? I think I should.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely. So the top of this is done. Let's make our style lines, and I'll show you that it is, bless you again. You got allergies, dude?
This room is dusty.
This place makes me sick. I go to the washroom, my eyes are so red. I don't know, like when I walk in here, I don't know what it is. It's very dry, it's very dusty. I don't know what the hell it is. Okay. Now, so there's my 1/2 inch. That's going to change in a minute because I got a contour. What is contouring? I don't have a
Taking it in, shaping it.
Well, it's making the pattern closer relate to the actual body. I don't have a figure right now, but so I'll use my own. I do this all the time. If you look here, this is your block, right? It has a straight line from the bust point to the waist or wherever, correct?
Mm-hmm.
But inside here, my body is not this shape. It needs contouring. It needs these little pinches. They're always 3/8 of an inch. You can't take a big pinch. You have to take tiny, tiny little pinches to contour it, and contour it proportionately. So I'm gonna go above my 3 inches, which is the breast mount. Here's where I need to contour. I don't need on the breast mount. Breast mount fills it out. After or below or beside the breast mount, I have to take those little pinches. So I'm gonna go above here because we just drew the upper part, and we're gonna muck it all up because we have to take 3 inches, 3/8 of an inch this side, 3/8 of an inch that side. And then we blend it back to our bust point. So there's 3/8. And I'm using that 3-inch level, okay, people? That's where I need my 3/8 of an inch to be, where that 3-inch radius line cup thing is. Okay, so let's write this down. We're moving now, that style line. And we're moving on this side, 3/8 of an inch. Little pinches. It's so funny. Somebody brought me a vintage little sari top. You know, the little cotton tops they wear underneath. And you could tell that a man had made this because in order to get the breast mount shape, they had taken 9 little darts. Dart, 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 dart. And you know, when I was a young designer and I first started, and they gave me these blocks or whatever, that's how they told me to do it, that's what I would do. And then I would look at the thing and I'm saying, what the hell, how come I have 3 darts there? I could have just put it all into a princess line. And that's when I learned, okay? After I made the mistakes, unfortunately. Dart, 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 dart. What's with the darts? Take it all, stick all the darts into a style line, okay? A princess line will solve all your problems. So 3/8 of an inch here. Now what happens? Let's go finish off this top. So I took my contour pinch there. Now, when I stitch this up, it's gonna go here to the red line, right? Where I took the 3/8 of an inch off. However, after I contour, and please do the contouring. That was a very hard lesson for me to learn. I learned it because I don't need to contour. It's like a 3/8 of an inch pinch, it'll be fine, I'll handle it, right? In the sewing, it's too late in the sewing. You cannot fix it in the sewing. It has to be done in the patterns, and my thick head finally figured it out after, you know, I had customers with big breasts, and all of this was gaping, and I tried gathering, I made facings, and I put darts in the facing, and did all these things. Couldn't fix it, because it wasn't done in the pattern making stages. Once it's cut a certain way, it's hard, okay? So let's fix it up now, make it right in the pattern. So that mussed up my point. And it also moved the location of my point. So now what are we gonna do? We're gonna leave that point here and try to blend that there. Then we're gonna have a seam and a point again. That's the problem. Which way should I go, ladies? Tell me, Monica,
Blend it towards the armhole.
You wanna move it over here? What do you think? Here? Or should I move it maybe forward now?
Yeah, forward.
Hmm? What do you think?
Is it going too far over?
We couldn't contour it before we draw the shape?
Yes, of course we could. But I have to show them. The point is to illustrate. Yeah, we could. But still, the shape's got the question of the shape. Now, where's it going? Tell me.
I think we should move this up.
I'm gonna fix that, but I'm talking about this point. Is it here, or do I move the point? Because when I stitch this, seam allowance, and then it's all gonna shove into that point, it's not gonna happen, people. You're gonna have lumpy points. Which way should we go?
This point, right?
Yes.
We should move, you mean we should move it here or here?
Yes, I wanna move, this is a seam. If I put the point right on the seam, I can't sew it effectively.
So maybe you should move it again.
Yeah, but I'm asking, should I move here or should I move this way? That's the question here.
Okay, here.
You think here? What do you think, Paula? What do you guys think?
Towards center front.
Yeah, so now that causes us to think about what's the impact on the body, like I said. What's the effect? How's that gonna do? What does it do? When I move it towards the center front, what does it do?